bit of trouble that you would like to see gone over? Anything in particular that was difficult or confusing, Ida? Number 8. Perfect. What else we got? Roz? Number 4. Awesome. Number 6. And maybe one more. 12. Perfect. I was thinking of 12 anyway. So number 4, I'm going to get a new one. Starting off with number 4. Again, the first thing we have to do when we want to graph this line is figure out what's my M and what's my B. So based on this equation here, if we have y is equal to mx plus b, what's my m here going to be? Negative 3 over 5. Don't forget about that negative sign. Right? A lot of times our brain skips over that negative sign because it's right there next to the fraction line. But we got to make sure to include that negative sign when we are figuring out our slope, because the negative 3 tells us we're going to rise in what direction? Down. If we've got a negative, we're going to rise down, but we're always going to run to the right. There's my M. What's my B going to be? Negative 3. Again, we got to keep that negative on the number that we see. My B is negative 3. So I'm going to begin at negative 3 on the y-axis. That's right there. So my first point is always going to be my beginning point on the y-axis. Do you have this as to? You said no. From that negative 3, we're just going to follow our directions in the numbers that we're given. So we're going to rise down 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3 spaces down. And then how many spaces are we going to run? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. There's our line right there. Make sure your line is nice and long. Arrows on both ends. Don't just connect the dots. It's got to be a nice full line that looks just like that. There's number 4. Anybody's line look just like that on number 4? Quick show thumbs up if your line looks like that. Perfect. That's a lot of thumbs. What was that? Yes, that was number 4. Over to number 6. Write down another little double negative here. What's my M going to be? Negative 1 over 4. Good. So we're going to rise again down and run to the right. Where am I going to begin? Negative 2. Y is equal to mx plus b. My m is negative 4. Sorry, my m is negative 1 over 4. My b is negative 2. Whenever we have a fraction as our slope too, just so we're aware, we want to put that minus sign in the numerator. We never want to keep it on the denominator. That would force us to run to the left, and that's going to confuse us, okay? Keep that negative sign on the top so that we know we're going to rise down. Again, we're going to begin at negative 2, right there. Yes? No? What do you mean no? What did I do wrong?
Actually, no, because it's on the x-axis.
It's on the x-axis. We don't want to do that. Wanted to see if anyone could catch that. Thank you, guys. We're going to plot that on the y-axis. It is not our x-intercept. It's where we intercept the y-axis, y-intercept. From there, we'll go down 1 and 4 to the right, thanks to our slope, and make our second dot. I want you guys to be able to catch yourself if you accidentally slip up and put your y-intercept on the x-axis. We're never going to make a point on this horizontal line. We always plot the first point on our y-axis, that vertical line. And that's what we get. Just like we saw in the warm-up, a fractional slope gives us a somewhat flatter line, right? And from left to right, we're going downhill, which matches our negative slope perfectly. There's number 6. Questions I can answer about 6. All right, flipping on over to 8, and then we got 12, and then we'll be good. Number 8, what's my m in number 8? What's my slope here? Just 6? Over 5. Positive or negative? Positive, that's right. So what direction are we going to rise now? We're going to rise up, thank you, and we're going to run always to the right. What's my b, though? Negative 4. Remember, b is this number hanging off on the end. We're on number 8, Darius, just so you know. Number 8. I see what you mean with the 5, yeah. So a lot of times, that's a good point to bring up. A lot of times we see this and go, oh, my slope is 6, my b is 5. No, this whole fraction is our m. That number hanging off on the end is our b. So we're going to begin once more at negative 4 on the y-axis, which is right there. Now, how many spaces should we rise from that point? 3. What's my numerator?
I'm looking.
That's all right. Oh, I see what you mean. You're looking at 12. Good. So on number 8, we're going to rise 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units up, and 5 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the right. Line it up. Nice long line. Arrows on the end. And that's what we get right there. From left to right, we're going uphill. Right? Uphill from left to right, which matches our positive slope perfectly. And we intercept the y-axis at negative 4. Got to make sure that you're paying super, super close attention to when you have a negative slope or a negative y-intercept versus a positive slope or y-intercept. Because even though your line may have the right slope, if you don't start at the right point, it's technically going to be wrong. I think there's 13 questions on the test, and 2 of them are essentially questions from this worksheet here. So if you're understanding what you're doing, you're really comfortable, confident with this process, that's 2 of the questions right there that you should be great on. Finally, we're going to go down to number 12. Number 12 looks a little bit different. What's my slope in number 12? 3 over 4. So I'm going to rise up or down 3? Up. How do you know we're going up? Because it's positive. That's right. And we're going to run to what direction?
Right.
To the right. Always to the right. Now, what's my b going to be here, Devin? 0. Whenever we don't see a number being added or subtracted on the end, we could assume that we're adding 0. So where's my beginning point going to be? At 0? Right here?
Yeah.
That's right. What do we call that point again? The origin. That's right. You remember 0 starts with an O, origin starts with an O, and an O looks like a 0, right? So the 0 is our origin point. From that origin point, we're going to rise 1, 2, 3. We're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, make our second dot, and draw our line. Now, the line that we just graphed, does that look like a straight line to you?
No. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Right? We use the ruler. It's definitely straight. And this line goes through the origin. So it's linear, and it goes through the origin. Anyone remember what we can call that special relationship? Proportional. That's right. Definitely have to have that down. That's going to be our practice here in a couple minutes. What is proportional? What is non-proportional? If you don't see a y-intercept on the end of your equation, we know it's proportional. If you see a graph that goes through the origin, we know that it's proportional. Definitely have to, keep those in mind as we prepare for our test on Wednesday. Final questions? Go ahead and close your Chromebooks. Thank you. All right. Final questions? No more? Perfect. Go ahead and give worksheet 18 to whoever's in seat A for me. I'm going to come by and grab it.